Our next speaker is Professor Al-Khalifa Musa Ahmed. His talk is titled Bioeconomy and its Connection to the Knowledge-Based Economy. Professor Al-Khalifa, please take the floor.
As you know, this is the history of economic evolution since the human being. The human start with primitive economy, which was based on hunting animal and gathering the food. And the revolution at that time, skills of people how to gather the food and how to hunt the animals, introduce agricultural revolution or agricultural economy, and then people cultivate, and the knowledge developed during the agricultural revolution, and the supply the supply of food available introduced through the knowledge industrial economy or industrial revolution, which took place in Great Britain in 17th and 18th century, then it spread to the world. And the knowledge developed during the industrial revolution introduced information economy. At that time, the information economy, the communication tools were fixed line and only telex and fax and so on. By 2000, people, they have new economy, which is emerged based on information and communication technology, ICT, which is provided huge hardware and software that you are using now in your technology, and this is facilitates the economic activity. Then people used to know now something called knowledge economy is based on ICT. By 2012, American, US introduced the blueprint of bioeconomy, which is the economy is based on biotechnology activity. If you look to Latin America, they only talk about the biofuel as the paper presented with the last speaker. But actually, the bioeconomy is not only limited to the biofuel, it is wider than this. Actually, all the biotechnology activities included in the new economy, which is bioeconomy. Then the knowledge economy simply is using knowledge to create wealth. And you can see there are very poor countries who have no resources. They are the richest country. Japan is a divided country, has no resources, and the richest use the education and then produce the technology. Singapore, for example, is a very poor country in resources, but they use the knowledge also to generate the wealth. South Korea and European lagging behind in this actually new revolution of knowledge economy. So the bioeconomy actually is a production of white production based on biotechnology contribution. There are many concerns about bioeconomy, from environment to research and development, collaboration of private and public sector, and everything is centered on invention and innovation. As the first presenter talked about, the knowledge is not knowledge itself, but how we use the knowledge to invent and innovate, and we create new technology or at least new process to add value to the product. This is all about knowledge economy and bioeconomy. But the dangerous part of the knowledge economy is based on new technology, including human. Even the genetically modified food is based on knowledge economy. In this regard, we have to develop a regulatory framework to control the economic activities based on bioeconomy. Otherwise, we will face many problems we are not able to solve. So every country has its own regulatory framework, and the countries who thought about a regulatory framework of bioeconomy mainly in Latin America, Europe, and America. So a strong regulatory framework should be developed to facilitates the activities of bioeconomy. The whole issue is productivity. Productivity will make the difference. And productivity has two dimensions. Productivity driven, which is based on technological progress that we have seen in the countries that who are progressing and generating a lot of wealth based on the quality of inputs, which is based on the quality of technology and the quality of human capital. And the countries who only combine their resources and produce output, we call this input driven. And the good example is the late Soviet Union. Why the Soviet Union collapsed in 1990s? Because it was based on input driven. They brought many countries with different resources, either human resources or natural resources. They built very good industrialization, but unfortunately, after they exhausted the resources, they are not able to progress. Here, productivity driven is very important for any sustainable development. This is the technological part of sustainable development. We have to progress over time in order to have sustained development or sustainable development. And the main issue of productivity is something called total factor productivity, which is the combined contribution of the quality of inputs. It's not the input, it's the quality of input will make the difference. Quality of capital, quality of human capital, quality of material will make the difference. If we look to the countries who progress, they progress based on the quality of inputs, which is driven the economy through productivity, and this is based on invention and innovation. So we have reviewed all the studies applied to bioeconomy around the globe. We fill the gap by developing 3 variation models of productivity: output model, labor productivity, and capital productivity. All the proof and the explanation of the model in the paper, in the proceeding. Because of the time limit, we are not able to show here. Please refer to the paper, and then you will find all the details. And this is a conceptual paper. It's going to be applied in the future using data, and then we come with empirical findings in the future. So the main findings: bioeconomy is a new stream of knowledge-based economy that exists in the new era of information and communication technology. But the bioeconomy is limited not only to ICT or human capital, it has a dimension of biotechnology activities. And it should be noticed that the bioeconomy refers to the production of wide range of goods and services. It's not limited to biofuel only, as we see in the case of Latin America and other countries. A range of products and services based on biotechnology should be included in the bioeconomy. And the trend is new, as I have mentioned before. Even the America just introduced their blueprint in 2012. They just put the plan how to develop their economy into bioeconomy, and the rest of the countries still not even think about it. So, as I have mentioned before, Latin America only limited the biofuel in as activity of bioeconomy, but America is going to is planned to have a range of products based on biotechnology activities. So the main concern of developing bioeconomy is the environmental damage. Actually, before we plan for any product, we have to have environmental impact assessment. And it should be compulsory for every country. We have to assess the impact of the project. And unfortunately, the bioeconomy is not friendly with the environment. So we have to have strong regulations, and we have to have strong legal system, and we have to have good study to achieve green productivity, to ensure the right of next generation to enjoy same standard of living or better. So it should be regulation to protect from the environmental impact assessment to every regulation of undesirable output produced by bioeconomy. So the bioeconomy center also on research and development, a smart partnership and collaboration across different sectors, and also the smart partnership between the private and public sectors within the same country and between other countries. Actually, through globalization, you know, the multinational companies are investing everywhere. So the collaboration in terms of research and development, a smart partnership between the private and public sectors within the country and between other countries is very important to progress the development of bioeconomy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
for
Professor
your
Sadiq.
presentation. But the thing that I did not understand is the relationship between the bioeconomy and the knowledge economy. Now, the knowledge economy is about ideas, you see? And ideas basically come from the mind of the people. So as long as we exist, then the knowledge economy can be sustainable all the time because the ideas are there. But the bioeconomy comes from agriculture. How it is possible for the bioeconomy can be sustainable during a drought, for example, where there is no agriculture? You see, that is one dimension of that.
Okay.
Now, the other thing, of course, it was interesting when you started with the primitive economy compared to the information or knowledge economy. Many countries around the world, they're still primitive today. I mean, if you look at many countries in Africa, we just talked about Sudan, for example, when it comes to agriculture. And if you compare that sector, for example, with the advanced agriculture sector in Europe or in the United States, the agriculture sector in Sudan probably still in the, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 years back. Is it the same way that will be able to? So this knowledge economy and bioeconomy, I don't know how you are going basically to reconcile both of them to try to, let's say, have this new bioeconomy.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Amir. Actually, he's the father of the knowledge economy. And then my fate is to reply to you. Anyhow, yes, actually, the knowledge economy, as you have mentioned, is based in invention and innovation.
That's right.
Exactly. And this is based on two factors, which is the human capital, the human skills, and also the digital capital, which is the digital technology. This is the knowledge economy. Actually,
the digital technology is a tool.
Yeah, it's a tool.
Yeah.
So plus this, we have biotechnology activities, which is mainly understood should be in agriculture. As in Latin America, if you go to Latin America, actually, people talk about biofuel only. But actually, the bioeconomy is extension of knowledge economy plus the activities of biotechnology in wide range. It's not only, bioeconomy is not only for biofuel. Bioeconomy is for everything, is including even in the medicine is including. If you want to have any new drugs, and you have to have biotechnology discovery for the new drugs and everything. If you want to go for industry, you have to have biotechnology. If you want to go to everything. So the bioeconomy is a branch of knowledge economy, and specifically based on biotechnology activities, which is wider than biofuels that we have seen in agricultural activities. is a green economy considered green economy is we consider the environmental factor. Actually, when we talk about green economy, we have you ask about it? No. Then the second question about why are some countries still primitive? Why there are some countries still are primitive? They are still in agricultural stage. The problem is these countries they need to use the knowledge even to improve the agricultural activities, and the product of agricultural activities can be served as a sector of the economy. So the lack of knowledge, lack of human skills. So these countries, they need to have good plans, to have good institutions, then they will move from being still primitive to advanced stage if they plan well. I answer your question?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, Dr. Warsam.
Dr. Warsam, please, very precise. Time is short now. It's 4:10 and we should leave at 4.
Small comment. I totally agree with what has been stated by Dr. Salman for the bioeconomy. It is very good. However, one of the side effects, the major side effect is that it will harm the environment. And now the green finance is part of the law, part of the banking system. Now banks are not allowed to finance any project that will harm the environment. And there are incentives. There are incentives for banks to go for green finance. Here in Bahrain, we have this as part of the banking system to go for green finance, so as to minimize the dangers for the environment that could be affected by the bioeconomy.
Okay, so thank you now. Thank you, Mr. Speakers. And now we close the session. No, time is short.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the chair of the session and the speaker. With this, we end our conference for today. Thank you so much for your attendance and participation. See you tomorrow.